Kevin "Ko" Olusola is an American cellist, beatboxer, saxophonist, songwriter, producer, and singer. Kevin is best known as the beatboxer of the widely acclaimed vocal band Pentatonix. After the group won NBC's The Sing-Off in 2011, they released 3 albums which all charted in the top 15 of the Billboard 200 charts, have sold over 500,000 records, and have amassed more than 470 million views on their YouTube channel. Kevin has also been identified as developing the art of celloboxing. His celloboxing version of Mark Summer's Julie O went viral in April 2011, which led him to become involved with Pentatonix. Kevin has performed at prestigious classical musical festivals such as the Amsterdam Cello Biennale and the Kronberg Academy Festival, opened the TED conference in Vancouver, and was chosen by Quincy Jones himself to represent him in concert at the 2012 Montreux Jazz Festival on the same program as Bobby McFerrin and Corea. Kevin is fluent in Mandarin. History: Kevin Olusola was born in Pasadena, California to Nigerian-born Olusola, a psychiatrist, and Grenadian-born Caroline Paul, a nurse. At that time, his father had just come from medical school in Nigeria and internship in Trinidad and Tobago to Loma Linda University, where he met his wife while she was doing her mile per hour. After they married, they moved to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania for his father to finish residency at Albert Einstein Medical Center. Kevin started his education at Greater Philadelphia Junior Academy, but then his family eventually moved to Owensboro, Kentucky where he was raised. He attended the Triplet School, a Montessori-based school, for a short period of time before his parents transferred him to the Owensboro public school system for their accelerated math program that allowed him to take pre-calculus starting 9th grade. He applied and was accepted to Phillips Academy Andover, Choate Rosemary Hall, and Deerfield Academy for boarding school for 11th grade but decided on Andover. Kevin claims that Andover taught him work ethic, tenacity, and discipline. He went from an average student to a high honors student in his senior year. He was involved in community service in Spanish-speaking activities, where he led the Spanish language table and went to Costa Rica for 4 weeks to study Spanish. Kevin chose to attend Yale University, but was also accepted at Princeton University, Stanford University, University of Pennsylvania, and Brown University. At Yale, Kevin planned to pursue medicine and finished all his pre-med requirements. He started as an academic music major, but decided to switch to East Asian studies after being introduced to China through a 10-day Chinese government-sponsored trip for 100 Yalees. He lived in Beijing for 6 months through a PKU-Yale joint program during his sophomore year, and then took a leave of absence during the 2009-2010 academic school year on a Euro unregistered trademark S-Lite fellowship to study intensive Chinese at the Inter-University Program for Chinese Language Studies in Beijing. He also finished his pre-med requirements. In school, Kevin was the director of communications for a Rhodes Scholar-led nonprofit called College Outreach, and he worked as a book monitor in the Yale Law School Library and as a practice room monitor at the Yale School of Music. He graduated from Yale in 2011. Life, 1988 to 2010. Early years, Olusola Euro unregistered trademark S. Parents discovered his musical talent when he was 6 months old and decided to put him in music lessons. He started the piano at age 4, the cello at age 6, and alto saxophone at age 10. He was heavily involved in music programs throughout grade school at Owensboro, Kentucky and school in the community, participating in jazz band, marching band, concert band, orchestra, and community youth orchestra. When Kevin was 12 years old, he was selected as the principal saxophonist of the United States Collegiate Wind Band and toured Europe during the summer for 3 weeks. He was also the principal cellist of the Kentucky State Youth Orchestra and received the highest honor at the Kentucky Governor Euro unregistered trademark S School for the Arts. He soloed and performed in a piano trio at Carnegie Hall once as the winner American Fine Arts Festival, and soloed a second time on alto saxophone for PBS Euro unregistered trademark S special of a Euro OE from the top at Carnegie Hall Euro. While at Yale, Kevin was one of the principal cellists of the Yale Symphony Orchestra and participated in chamber music. It was during his junior year when he started thinking about music as a career. When that previous summer in Beijing he began working on a celloboxing. One of his teachers at a Harvard summer intensive Chinese program suggested that he should try combining the two abilities. He won runner-up in Yo-Yo Mo unregistered trademark SA celebrate and collaborate with Yo-Yo Mo unregistered trademark competition and opened for KRS-One at Southern Connecticut State University. Kevin claims during that spring break, his pre-med mentor Brandon Ugmuefa helped him to make the decision to finally go into music, saying medicine would always be there. After a summer of neurobiology research at Yale, Kevin moved to Beijing for his academic year of Chinese study and continuously honed his cello boxing skills. He started uploading cello boxing covers to his YouTube channel and performed for the Ambassador Huntsman at his residence and on Beijing television with Liu Gang and Chonga unregistered trademark He also met Kerr Element, an American rapper in Beijing, and they did covers on YouTube in addition to performed together at the American Pavilion for the 2010 Shanghai World Expo. 2010 present, Pentatonix. After Kvina unregistered trademark academic stint in China, he spent the summer in Beijing working on his celloboxing version of Mark Summer unregistered trademark SA Julio the summer of 2010 while living in a Chinese friend unregistered trademark apartment in Beijing, China as a way to begin expanding his skills. He continued working on it throughout the year and decided to audition to music schools with it. He was accepted at New England Conservatory for their third stream program and Berklee School of Music, but chose Berklee in the end. During his spring semester of senior year, Kevin was nominated for a graduation day prize and videotaped a Julio with help of YouTube star and Yale alum Jake Bruin. Kevin posted the video on April 14, 2011 and by the second week, the video had reached to number 6 on Reddit, and became a viral video on the internet garnering national and international acclaim. At the time the video was going viral, Kevin was contacted by Scott Hoying who was impressed by his musicality and beatboxing skills. Scott was forming a group with Kirsty Maldonado, Mitch Grassi, and Avi Kaplan to compete in Season 3 of NBC unregistered trademark SA the Sing-Off and he wanted him to join. The second weekend after Kevin graduated college, he met the group the day before the audition, and Pentatonix was born. After the taping of the show, Kevin did a brief stint as the cellist for Gunga on the David Crowder Band 7 tour before returning with Pentatonix for the season finale. The group ended up winning the Sing-Off title on November 28, 2011, which landed them a recording contract with Sony Entertainment and a $200K cash prize. The band immediately moved Los Angeles to record their first album with producer Ben Bram who they met on the show. Their first EP, PTX, Volume 1, was released on June 26, 2012, charting at number 14 in the US Billboard 200 chart and number 5 digital chart. It sold 20,000 copies in its first week of release. They embarked on a fall 2012 and released their Christmas EP, PTX MAS, on November 13, 2012. After their winter-spring 2013 tour, and then headed back to the studio to finish their second EP, PTX, Vol. 2. Kevin became more interesting in songwriting and production, especially with how stomping and clapping could be used as an effective production tool for bolstering their a cappella tracks. Olusola co-wrote 3 of the songs on the album, a Oe Natural Disaster, a Oe Love Agana and a Oe Run to Yawa. The album was released on November 5, 2013 and debuted at number 10 on the Billboard 200 and number 1 on the independent charts, selling 31,000 copies in the first week. The Christmas album was re-released on November 19, 2013 additionally labeled the Deluxe Edition, and contains 2 additional tracks. One of these, The Little Drummer Boy charted in several Billboard categories including peaking at number 2 on the Streaming Songs chart and number 1 on the Holiday 100 chart. It also became the 4th highest charting holiday song on the Hot 100 in Billboard's history. Pentatonix signed a deal with RCA Records after finishing their third US tour and their second European tour in 2014 and are currently working on their next album. References. External links: Kevin Olusola on Facebook, Kevin Olusola's channel on YouTube.